So I want to talk about the Osmo Nano and why I think it's perfect for travel. So in this video, I'll just talk about my experience with the Osmo Nano on my recent trip to Arizona. I want to talk about some of the accessories I decided to use with this camera to aid me in capturing all the footage. I want to touch on my user experience traveling with this camera, you know, through the airport and everything, trying to capture little footage here and there. I'm going to talk about image quality, which was pretty impressive when I went hiking in super bright conditions. I'll touch on my experience with the internal mic of this camera because I heavily depended on it on this trip. And I also talk about my experience using this camera at the pool when I went out swimming with my cousins. So let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off, I want to talk about just the accessories I chose to use to take with me on the trip. And I decided to take this variable ND filter. When I'm traveling, the last thing I want to do is kind of have like different screw-on filters. I've had this for a while now. It's the first ND filter that I got for the Nano before I was able to get my hands on the designated ND filters for the Nano. This filter came in clutch, especially for when I was out there hiking and, you know, the lighting conditions were changing out there. The second accessory I chose to use was this little ring light stand right here. And basically, I just unscrewed the bottom of this little suction cup mount, and then I put this onto this stand. Now, the cool thing about this little ring light stand, and I've had this ring light stand for a while. I'm the type of person who, call me cheap, I like to use gear that I just have sitting around before I think about buying the gear. But I think having it set up like this, where you can just extend it and, you know, it opens up here at the bottom. We went to Boynton Canyon with my cousin and a friend of mine, and we're just hiking out there. And, you know, I'll just walk around with it, stand it like that, record, and basically when you tighten it this way, it just stands. And this was the setup. I'll walk around with it when I was hiking. Very low profile. It's very lightweight. You can move around with it and just set it up. So if you can get you something like this, especially if you're somebody who likes to do outdoorsy stuff and you enjoy hiking, this right here was very solid for me when I went hiking. Now, I want to touch on just ease of use and user experience. Now, like for me, basically, I was able to kind of like effortlessly capture some of these clips where I'm like in the airport and casually just moving around and trying to capture some of that footage. And I think that's where like a camera like the Osmo Nano shines. You know, it's really one of those cameras where, you know, if you're trying to just capture some candid footage while you're traveling like through the airport or just while you're commuting, obviously with the Vision Dock, you can put the actual camera somewhere and then capture that footage. All right, so right now I am in Chicago. I'm about to connect to Phoenix, Arizona. So see, you can only do capture this type of footage with the Osmo Nano. Low key, right in the plane. It's kind of nice just to kind of come back over here, sit down, get settled in, and then shoot a quick little video with the Nano. This is why the Nano is king. I would argue another unconventional place to shoot with the Nano is the gym away when you're traveling, whether it's a gym in a hotel. When you're in the gym, you're just trying to get in there and get your workouts in, and you don't want to focus too much about how you're composing your shots, and you're just trying to get like footage of you working out. So the Osmo Nano does a great job of getting out of the way of situations like that. So whether it be in the airport or at the gym, the Osmo Nano shines. Usually I'm comfortable using the Osmo Nano like at my gym here at my apartment, but if you're traveling and you're using a gym in a hotel or something like that, you don't really kind of know the layout, so you're just trying to go in there and kind of get that workout in. And I found it super easy just to capture some of those moments of me working out. So I want to talk about the internal audio of the Osmo Nano. So on this trip, I actually did bring my mic mini set. I brought 2 mics and 1 receiver because I also had my Sony a7 IV just in case I wanted to record some stuff. And the one thing I would say is the audio was pretty good coming out of this camera, especially like when I was on the hike. 9 times out of 10, it was able to pick up like people's voices from even quite a bit of a distance. Now, of course, it's not ideal, but especially when I'm going on some of these long hikes. I think one of my hikes was like probably like 3 hours long. The last thing I want to do is worry about carrying too much gear, so I decided to leave my DJI mic minis. And honestly, I was still able to get good footage, you know, especially where the area where I was hiking. I was able to get pretty good audio quality just off of the internal mics of this camera right here.
No, don't put it in my backpack. I don't want no rocks in my backpack. Nah.
It's expensive gear in there.
Groby.
It scratch up all my lenses and stuff.
You don't care about me.
I don't care about that rock. My psychology behind carrying gear, especially on these long hikes, is, you know, like the mic minis are small and, you know, if you drop them, you lose them. That's gonna be things that I think about, right? So one less thing to worry about is being able to just like leave my mic minis and not worry about that stuff. If you ever get a chance to hike in Sedona, you have to take it. It's beautiful out there. So another thing I want to touch on is I haven't really had an opportunity to use my Osmo Nano to record like underwater extensively. You know, I've done a few things where I've put it in a cup and poured water into the cup to get a specific shot. But I got a chance to go swimming with my cousin, and I have to say, like, I was really impressed with kind of the footage coming out of this camera, you know. A lot of the footage kind of speaks for itself as far as like the type of quality of footage I was able to get with the Nano. So yeah, definitely perfect for if you're trying to go on some type of excursions. I think this would be great for, you know, poolside if you're swimming. Now, of course, you got to remember with the Osmo Nano, only the camera is waterproof, but the vision dock is not. So I didn't use this ND filter, variable ND filter, for those shots I was taking in the water. I actually used the Ming-Ven filters, and I think I used an ND8 because this filter doesn't have the little rubber buffer that makes like the seal like 100% tight. So I ended up just using those, but still was able to get some great footage with it. Lastly, I just want to touch on the overall like image quality. So when I'm looking back at a lot of the footage, and usually when I think about traveling, I'm thinking about being in a situation where there's gonna be a lot of like dynamic conditions. Like it's not gonna be ideal when you travel, when you're traveling. You're not gonna have the most ideal lighting conditions. But with the Osmo Nano, I'm just looking at the image quality, and I'm impressed with a lot of the footage I was able to get while traveling with this camera, whether it was like going on the hike, you know, capturing some of the gym workouts that I was able to do on my vacation, and also overall just like behind the scenes, or just whether it's moments where I'm just chatting up with my friends and we're just catching up. I think this is the camera that you probably want to take with you on a trip. It just gets out of the way, you're not overthinking the process, and you're still able to be in the moment and not really compromise your time as far as being with friends and kind of like enjoying your vacation. It's just that convenient traveling with the Osmo Nano. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found it informative, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.